All right, hi guys. Today we're going to talk about seller's cost. And these are, which some people consider a curse word, these are some prorations. Some people allow prorations to just be a stumbling block when it comes to studying the course material for real estate. However, it is not that difficult. We're simply going to be adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing. That's it. The key is understanding the formula. So the first thing we're going to talk about is seller's taxes. Okay, so I'm going to be in and out of the camera, and of course I usually don't like to even show my face because the video is not about me, but I have to because I'm going to break it down on the board. But let's talk about seller's cost when the seller pays taxes and when they haven't paid their taxes. And when we say taxes, we're talking, of course, property taxes. Okay, I'm going to grab the book. So, prorating property taxes. Remember, if the taxes have been paid in full before closing, the seller is going to receive a credit. They're going to get their money back, the portion that they did not live in the house. If they have not paid the taxes for that particular year, the seller is responsible from day one up until the day of closing to pay their taxes. So let's just do a simple taxes are, I hope you guys can see this, that it's dark enough. Let's try to use black, hopefully that'll be better. The taxes are $1,000. They have been paid. Okay, so the taxes have been paid, which means if the seller closed, we're going to assume that they were paid from January 1st. We'll just use the current year, 2019, and they're paid all the way through December 31st, 2019. If the closing took place on, let's say, let's say they closed on March 14th. Again, the taxes have been paid, which means the seller is responsible for the first day of the year all the way up to closing date. In prorations, when we're talking about taxes and sellers, the seller owns the property on closing date. So the taxes have been paid, which means the seller is responsible from January 1st all the way through March 14th. Again, taxes have been paid, which means that is a credit. That will be a credit to the seller. Now, the credit will begin. When will the credit begin? The day after closing. So March the 15th, we have March, we have April, we have 30 days in April, we have May, 31 days in May, June, we have 30 days in June, July, we have 31 days, August, 31 days, September, 30 days, October, 31 days, November, 30 days, December, 31 days. So these are the days that the seller did not own the property. And because they did not own the property, they are entitled to a refund. So we're not going to do any subtraction we're going to use our marks. So beginning March the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 days in March. If you try to subtract, take 31 from 15, you may be a day off on some of the prorations. So trust me, use your tick marks. So in March, they are entitled to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So they are entitled to 17 days in March. So I'm going to grab my calculator so that we can see how many days we owe the seller. $17, $30, $31, $30, $31, $31, $30, $31, $30, $31. So we owe the seller 292 days. Okay? I'm going to double check my calculation. Okay, 292. For 292 days, the seller did not own the property. Therefore, they are entitled to this amount of taxes back. We said that the tax bill was $1,000. So what we want to do is we want to find out how much a day did the owner pay. Break it down per day. So we're going to divide that by 365 days to get our daily rate. So we get $2, and we're going to round it up because I have 2.739. We're just going to round that up to $2.74. So to find out how much we owe the seller, we're going to take our daily rate.
Please repeat what you...
And we're going to multiply that by the number of days, which we determine here. It's 292 days. Okay? So we have $2.74 times 292 days. The seller is going to receive $800.08. Okay? That is how much the seller will be credited at closing. When we get into buyer's costs, we'll look at the amount that the buyer owes. Okay, but this is what the seller is credited because they did not own the property during that time. When the property taxes are paid in full before closing, remember, it is a credit to the seller. Okay, a credit to the seller. And again, we're talking about taxes. When the property taxes have been paid, it will be a credit to the seller. We will determine how many days the owner did not own the property. We'll figure those days out. And then we will take the annual amount of taxes that were paid and divide it by 365 days in order to get a daily rate, because we need to know how much the taxes cost a day, because we're multiplying that by the number of days, which gives us the amount due to the seller. Refund it back to the seller, credit it to the seller. Okay? I'm not going to talk about this anymore. I pretty much made it as simple as possible. I guess the other thing is that I really want you to remember is if the taxes have been paid, it is a credit. We will do one where the taxes have not been paid. Okay? But I'm going to do separate videos so you guys can focus on one video at a time and master that. I think that's kind of the easiest way to get it, so you don't start running running the formulas together. Okay? All right, I'll see you at the next video.